What's good, people? This is Will I Am of Lionheart Studios. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the Pride. On this channel, I'm going to be teaching you FL Studio from scratch. So if you're a beginner producer, this is the place to be. If you're an experienced producer and you're trying to transition into a new door, that new door being FL Studio, this is definitely the place to be. Or if you just want to learn something new, this is still the place to be, and I'm going to take it all the way to the advanced stuff too, into mixing, mastering, recording your vocals in the right way. So feel free to scroll down to the video that appeals to you and that you see will be beneficial to you. Feel free to go in any order that you would like, but the way I've set up the lessons is so that with every session that we have, we're going to be building up on an idea that we started in the beginning. So hopefully you have your FL Studio open, and when we jump into it, you're going to be following step by step, and I can show you exactly what you can do with FL Studio, and we can make a great producer out of you, hopefully. I set up these lessons so that with every session that we have, every tutorial that I bring to you, you'll be able to have an audible export. What I mean by that is we're going to export an MP3 or a WAV file. That way you're going to have that audio file that you can play and listen back to, and automatically you're going to remember exactly what you learned in that session. So hopefully that will help you learn better. But I highly suggest that after every session, you go into FL Studio in your own time and play around. Get to figuring out what can do what, and just go crazy. There's nothing bad that you can really do there. You can change the settings, but you can always reset them to default. So yeah, play around with it. You're going to really learn so much more. I learned that way. I taught myself how to mix, master, record myself. So every beat that I'm going to be using in here, it's something that I have made myself, and I'm also going to be posting on this channel some beats that I've created and the process that it took me. I'm not going to say anything in those videos. I'm just going to let you watch me create those beats, and hopefully you can also learn something and see the reality of what a session looks like, and also get some ideas. You maybe get some inspiration of what you can do yourself as well. So I'm excited for this. I hope you're excited too. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you can get notified every time that I release a video. Go into the comment section, let me know what you'd like me to teach on next. I'll do my best to get to every comment and to respond to you. Without further ado though, let's jump right into it. Open your FL Studio and we'll do the first lesson on the channel rack. See you in there. Shoot. So when you open up your FL Studio, it's gonna probably welcome you with the demo project. After you get used to the main functions of FL Studio, maybe you can look back and you're always gonna have this what's new in FL Studio 2024, whatever version that you're on, you're always gonna have that. So you can look back at how people are mixing, how people are mastering in the industry with FL Studio, and get some different ideas that you can implement on top of what we're even learning in these tutorials. Anyway, after you close that project, you can open a new session and you're going to be greeted with this screen. These are your recent projects, which you won't have any probably if you're opening it for the first time. And then here you have your templates. Let's just open the default basic with limiter. Double click that and it opens it right up. So first thing that we're going to learn about is the channel rack. This is where you're going to make your patterns, and then later those patterns are going to be put together in the playlist to make your song. So first things first, before you start anything, I can't emphasize this enough. Save first before you start doing anything with your project. So how you're going to save, the shortcut for it, I'm pressing Fn and F11, function key and F11, or you can go to options and then we just go to project info right there, and it's giving you the shortcut right next to it, F11. So project info, and you're gonna put your title there. Not first project, that's too generic. Let's say fader. No particular reason. We're gonna be building upon the same one as we go on with the different tutorials and as you learn about more functionalities. So you will learn more functionalities as we add layers to the beat. That way it's more practical to how you can actually make a song. So after we finish these modules, you will have made your first complete song in FL Studio. Let's work with this. So comments, this is where you're gonna put some of your metadata that's going to be attached to your audio whenever you export it or whatever it may be. And let's say at Lionheart Studios, Heart Studios 2025. Yeah, Okay, so now you can just close this up and then say Control S to save. It's gonna bring up this thing right here. So the way I set up my folders is I go to music and then I go to Lionheart Studios and then I have session files. So these are different songs, different projects that I'm working on, have worked on. So I'll just say select this folder right in the front and then make sure that this one here is checked, create new project folder. That way in that session files folder, every project will have its own folder created already. So fader, and it's going to create a folder called fader under session files, as you can see, and the information of the song is what we wrote before: fader, instrumental, Lionheart Studios, and there's more where we wrote it in the comments. So just like that, and we save. So there, we've started. We are assured that things will start saving and backing up with the right names, and we can move on. You will see why this is important as we go on with the lessons. It gets cluttered up if you're working with a big project and you need to work with other producers or some other creators want to add something to it. For you to be well organized, these little things are gonna matter a lot and you're gonna be thankful for it. So bear with it now. It may be a bit boring, but you're gonna see the beauty and benefits of it later. But anyway, let's start with our first beat. First off, this is what changes the song from a pattern to a song. We're gonna talk about how you create a song later, but right now let's work with the pattern. So the channel rack, when you play something here, you can hear that the clicking is coming from the metronome here. So let's start with how you know what button does what. If you look at this top left toolbar here, it's the hint panel. So whatever you hover over with your mouse, it's gonna tell you exactly what that is. So this is the menu panel, and if you go here, it says song or pattern mode right there. It shows you in that little hint panel. And so right here is where your metronome is going to be, that thing that's going tick 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 tick, letting you know what the tempo is. And this is where you can adjust the tempo, so you can hear it. If we do that and bring it down, you hear the metronome telling you what the tempo is. And then on the channel rack, first of all, this is the instrument that you're working with, and you can add more instruments by clicking this plus button here, and you're gonna find your installed instruments like Citrus, Flex, and we're gonna work with stock plugins because I want to work with everyone at the same pace. But right now, let's work with these. We have a kick, we have a clap, we have a hat, we have a snare. We have enough to make a little groove with a little beat. So let's create our first sound. When you left click anything here, like on the kick, I've clicked there, it tells me that on the first beat I have that kick there, and you can experiment there, just placing them and seeing what they sound like. And it's giving you the 4 count, so let's make it make sense. Let's go to let's left click on the clap to see where that's gonna be. Okay, let's work with that. And then the hats, and then these knobs right here. This one, the first one, is a channel volume. So if you want to reduce the snare a little bit, you can just left click it and drag it with your mouse, and you hear the snare kind of lowering in volume. This other one here is the panning. So if you want to push the snare to the left, you can just do that, and you hear it coming to your left. If you want to push it to the right, you can do that, and you hear it in your right ear. So I want to have it just slightly to the left there, and then drop the volume a little more. Right. If you want to solo or mute a track, if I don't want to hear the kick anymore, I can just come to this little glowing button here and then just left click, and I don't hear no kicks no more. Then I bring them back, just left click again, take them off, bring them back. Yeah, the clap is also too strong for me. I want to drop it down a little bit. The hats should be way lower. Yeah, we're barring it there. Yeah, something like that. So so that's your first sound right there, and you've worked with the channel rack. Let me see if there's anything else that I've missed. Yeah, this right here works with your swing. So if you wanted to have a little jump to it, I don't know if you can hear it. Yeah, it's a little offset. This is the piano roll preview. If you want to see those in a piano roll, we're going to talk about that very soon. And if you want to go deeper into it, that's your piano roll right there, and you have your notes from your kicks right there. So anyway, right now we don't want to see that. We're just working with the pattern here. So the channel rack is where you create your pattern for you to put in your playlist. You can either add instruments from here and go to there, or the browser. So the next lesson is going to be about the browser. So yeah, let's see you in the browser.